We good?
Happy New Year, darling.
Happy New Year!
We did it.
It's 2026.
It's 2,226.
You sound like you've carried all
That's not
those
bad.
years with you. Yeah, no, not 2206.
No, it's something different.
No,
It's
2026.
2006, 7?
No, that's way past.
Oh, okay,
No,
good.
that's way over.
Why do they have babies represent the new year? I guess it's because it's like new beginnings, new
Yeah,
birth.
yeah, exactly.
It's a New Year's baby,
Yeah,
really?
nailed it in one. Yep, that's it. Good
Okay.
job. Yeah.
Okay.
Big things happening this year. We have a kid graduating high school this year.
Mm.
Another kid starting high school this year.
Can I change the diaper of the New Year's baby? Like, are you supposed to like tickle its feet or something? Like, what
Like,
are you supposed to do with the New Year's
nothing. It's
baby?
just symbolic. Like, why do you?
I'm very worried about this baby all of a sudden.
I don't know why.
Because it's new. It's like first day, and now it's like a New Year's baby.
Yeah, just let it be. It's just like, new life.
Interesting. Okay. So it's just about like rebirth
Sure.
and new
I
life.
don't know. I didn't invent it. Like, do some research.
I'm very worried about this baby. It always has a sash on as
Google
well.
is free.
Let me think about this baby a little bit. What kind of powder would you put on the butt of a New
Why are
Year's
you
baby?
so worried about this?
I'm suddenly worried about it. Well, I'm just wondering what kind of diaper the New Year baby would have on it. Like, why
That's a weird thing to think about, is what I'm telling you.
does it poop out months? We do have some
Because
fun stuff for the New Year, though. We've got plans for this show, anyway, we have a game about New Year's resolutions.
true.
We're going to be talking to Jayne Ann Krentz,
Yeah.
the coolest.
The absolute cool.
120 books published, 50 on the New York Times bestseller list. Are you kidding me?
And like paranormal, like
Oh, awesome.
energy, psychic
Mhm,
stuff.
mhm.
Yeah. All in your lane. And there's a dog.
And there's a dog.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we do have a kid that's graduating this year, I guess, doing something, going somewhere, doing something.
Mm-hmm. It's very
We're going to
exciting.
see.
Yeah.
Work in progress.
Changes. I feel like this is a year of change for us.
Changes.
Our
Okay.
little family.
Did you bring me here to break up with me? Like you're telling me about change all of a sudden?
You know, I was wondering what the best way to do it would be, and I felt like on
Opening
camera on our
on the podcast.
podcast would be a great spot to just,
Okay. Great.
yeah.
Well, when the judge is watching this later, we'll know
I
this is how it happened.
made my intentions very clear. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Should we introduce ourselves before we break up?
Let's do music and then let's do our wedding theme and
Okay.
then introduce
Yes.
ourselves. Then we'll break
Here's
up
the
later.
song that was written for us for our wedding by our friend Brent and played for us for the first time at our wedding. Beautiful. Such sweet memories of so long ago.
Mm-hmm. And it was so long ago, you're getting rid of me now. Okay.
Yeah, it's time.
That's okay.
Welcome
I
to
like
our
it.
next chapter podcast.
Hey, welcome.
I'm Andrea.
And I am Matteo.
Nah, this is Matt. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are a married couple.
Tell me about the show.
Together for
Mhm.
25 years.
Ooh.
Married for 20.
Ooh.
It's quickly coming to an end.
I know.
And we have two almost grown boys who are, about to graduate high school and about to go into high school. Yeah, all the things.
And stinky.
And so we started reading romance novels together as something fun to do and a way to stay connected.
And then what do we do?
And we loved it so much that Matt said, why don't we try
Let's
writing
do it.
one? And let's do a podcast to document the process of the writing. And then over time, it has evolved to playing games and spotlighting authors and now interviewing authors. And you get to meet an incredible one today.
Yeah, a fun one.
So we're excited about that. But first, in the spirit of New Year's, we have written some New Year's resolutions.
So we were thinking about this. I think it would be really interesting if we both, which we already came up with some New Year's resolutions, if we share them with each other here for the first time.
Yes.
And the other one gets to grade it kind of like on a scale of 0 to 10. 10 being like, oh yeah, that's a lock. You're definitely going to do that this year.
Oh, okay. I thought
That's
just
10.
how good of a resolution it is. Okay.
No, I think it's more like, do we trust ourselves?
Is it going to happen?
Is it going to happen?
Okay.
0 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to go first?
Sure. Start with the first one. Are we going back and forth?
We'll go back and forth.
Okay. Give me the first one.
So here's my first one. I will not bring up Stella all year. Not one time. All year. So you get to grade that one on a scale of 0 to never being realistic to 10. So you can probably just say 10 and we can move on.
Are
Okay.
there negative ratings?
I'm gonna write 10 down here.
I don't think that you'll not bring her up for the rest of this podcast
You mean sweet
episode.
Stella?
See? There you go. I already
She's just a
you
baby.
you proved me correct.
Mm.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll put that one as like a 9 then, since you showed some
Negative
doubt.
9? You already failed it. You
But
already didn't
but
do
she a baby. She's a sweet girl.
Well, see how that went.
Okay,
You
your turn
that
then.
was a waste of an answer. So my first
I'm
one
listening.
is
Let me get dialed
I'm
in.
I'm trying we can see we just have a collection here behind us, but I am going to stop using research, to purchase more novels, more books.
Mm,
That's my goal.
yeah, that's true.
It's research for the podcast and
We do have
the
a
novel
growing
writing.
list of just books around
Yeah.
here,
Mhm.
and a growing list of just a stack of books, which is
It's
good.
just supporting authors.
Does it ever stress you out? Like,
Mm.
oh my gosh, I have 3 books I need to read.
A little bit, but
Mm.
it not that I have books to read, like, that's the stressful part, it's more it makes me angry towards the things that keep me from reading the books.
Mm.
Like,
Like me.
why do these kids have to be fed again? I just want to read. Who needs clean clothes
You
to
just put
wear?
some kibble on the floor
I
and let them
just
eat, you know?
want to read, yeah. Even at work, it's like, why do they keep asking me to do stuff and respond to emails and things? I just wanna read. So, it's not the books that stress me, it's the other obligations and
Okay,
responsibilities, so,
okay.
yeah.
So I think I wanna put that one at, like, a 3 because I've seen how you like bookstores.
I might tamper it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3,
Okay.
okay? How about this one? I've got a good list here. I will go a whole week without saying this would be a good bit on the show.
No, I don't think I mean, I'll give it a 5, 50-50.
Oh, a 50-50.
50-50
Okay,
that you can make it through that, yeah.
okay,
No, I feel like your brain is always thinking of
okay.
what you can
What if I just
bring
keep it
into
to
the show.
myself for a week and then I
And
tell
then
you
at the
them all
end
the
of
next
the
week?
yeah, no, exactly.
Okay,
I do think you would get competitive and do that.
okay, fine.
So mine, I'm just thinking like personal things,
Okay,
self-growth and stuff like that. So I don't know if you know, I'm in my 40s now. And skincare is very important, and so I really wanna firm up, like, a good skincare routine. I feel like I don't fully know what I should be doing to take care of my
okay,
skin, and so, like, I'm very interested in, like, the K-beauty stuff, like the Korean skincare, and so I
okay.
wanna research. So my goal is, like, I'm gonna develop a skincare routine and stick with it.
You already have a skincare routine.
Like, I think my daytime routine is pretty solid, but, like, I don't really have a nighttime routine, and I need to develop one, especially for my, like,
I
neck
mean, you'd
and
have a
stuff.
whole name for this routine.
What?
The lotions and potions routine.
It is true, but that's, like, when I get out of the shower. That's why I always talk about, like, ugh, I hate showers, not because of the showering, but the after part takes forever because there's so many lotions and potions. But, like, mostly when I'm going to bed at night, I wanna have, like, the nighttime routine of, like, the
Okay,
stuff that you put on
okay.
that's supposed like, the retinol, whatever. I see, I don't even
Mhm,
know. I don't know.
fair enough.
I'm winging it so far,
Okay,
and I just don't feel like I know enough, and so I wanna
okay,
improve that area and develop a real skincare routine.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll I'll give you an 8 on that one.
Okay.
I think you'll
Yeah.
probably do that.
Yeah.
It's something I can see you getting into,
Mhm.
the research and the purchasing
The
of
sciencey,
things,
the
the
nerdy
science of it.
science stuff, yeah, no.
Okay.
Definitely. That's a top
Okay, that's a good one.
priority.
I feel like we took this assignment differently.
Oh
So
gosh.
I, the one I have here is I won't make fun of my wife to feed my dopamine addiction all year long.
See, once again, this is like saying you're not gonna talk about Stella. It's impossible.
So like
Like, you've
7 or
already
8?
done it since we started recording, and we had to cut some stuff
Is it
because
6, 7?
what that is so dead. That is so long gone, that is not a thing anymore. That got left behind in 2025.
Well, it's cool like a mug though.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
So you well, just give me a number then.
0.
So far, my scores aren't great.
See,
I'm just gonna say it.
I tried to think of things for, like, self-improvement and growth.
That's part of my self-improvement growth, so you won't break up with me on the podcast.
But you're not gonna do it. I would love for you to pick on the
Isn't
stuff.
awareness step 1, though? Really?
Mhm. Okay, well, another goal I have is I'm going to learn to cook. Why are you making that face? This is the year.
This
This
is the
is the
year?
year, yeah.
This is the year.
This is the one.
I
What number do you assign that?
I hmm, um,
I feel like you don't believe in me.
for the person that I had to teach how to boil an egg,
I still have to Google the instructions every time. And I
uh,
never remember, like, do you put the egg in first and then let it heat up with the water? How long does it stay once it's boiling?
and you're gonna learn to cook.
Yes.
Okay.
Only thing I
Hi, Stella. She wants to be on a show today.
why you keep wanting to be on the podcast?
She heard cook. She heard you were gonna be
Did
cooking.
you hear about food?
I'm gonna
No.
say
See, I like to cook. I like to bake, I guess. I think cooking stresses me out.
do you do a lot of baking that I don't know about?
Well, not as much anymore now that I'm gluten-free, but
Okay.
I do enjoy baked goods. But I like baking because I like that it's very straightforward. You follow the directions and it comes out exactly as it's supposed to, and it's measured, and I like that. Cooking stresses me because there's so much, like, creativity to it, I guess. Like,
Sure.
when you cook, you're like, "I wonder what it would taste like with this seasoning." That panics me. Like,
Mm.
I cannot do that. Like, the grocery store is overwhelming to me,
Yeah,
like,
you don't
gives
do the
me
grocery
anxiety.
store.
So, yeah, I wanna learn to cook more. You're such a good cook, though. It's like, why should I learn? You're so good at it, and I'm happy to do the dishes and clean up.
Maybe if we pick like a dish or two.
Okay. See? So it's likely.
That's not like PB&J or Velveeta's shells and cheese,
Yeah.
something like that.
Beef Wellington.
I would love for you to learn how to make a beef Wellington. Perfect it.
Yeah.
Okay, so for that, let me give you a gracious 2. Okay?
I was thinking you were gonna say 6. Wow.
Let's split the difference. 2.5. Okay.
Wow, geez. Okay, wow.
Learn to cook. Okay. All right. Okay. Then let me go here. As you mentioned that, then I'm gonna say I will not start another hobby this year. There will not be a hobby, a new one to go with
Yeah.
my other
I'm
hobbies.
gonna give that a gracious 2. There's just not a chance. There's not a chance. You are gonna ADHD side quest so hard into something, and it's yep.
But it was a gracious 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Which is like a New York 8, you know what I mean?
No.
So I like it. I'll take it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Let me write that down too. 2. All right, you go ahead. I'm ready.
Okay, so something that you do love to give me a hard time about
Me?
now that
Oh,
I'm in my 40s is I'm always cold. And I'm quickly becoming that, like, old lady that
uh,
everybody's gonna gift, like, warm things to, like, heated blankets and stuff.
do you know it was 80 degrees outside and you went to get a sweater?
Yeah.
You were like, "Let me go get my sweater."
It was not 80, it was, like, 65, and I wore a sweatshirt.
Has it ever been 80 degrees? Ever? Just recently it was 60 something or 50 something.
So my goal is to figure out why I'm cold
Uh-uh.
because I've done blood work and stuff. It's not like a medical thing that I'm aware of.
I think it's
But I wanna get to the root of that because I'm terrified that I am gonna be that, like, Meemaw that everybody's like, "Here's
it's
some
heated
slippers,
socks.
here's a heated vest, here," which just sounds wonderful to me, honestly. Like, yeah.
Yeah, when your bed consists of a heating pad, 2 comforters, and then a heated blanket
Oh, I
while
wanna
you
go
wear a
get in it
sweatshirt
right now.
and sweatpants and socks.
I wanna go get in it right now. It just sounds wonderful. I think there's no chance of that, although I hope for the best, so I'm gonna give that a 10 because I'm
Yeah,
positive that you're gonna do that.
I got a 10.
And my final one is I'm gonna convince you to watch The Notebook this
Nope.
year.
0, 0, negative, 100,000.
I think
I
you're
don't
delusional now.
unless Annabelle Monaghan comes on this show, and then I will watch it.
Finishes with the bullying next.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Annabelle, please help me out. Get this guy to watch The Notebook. 2026 is the year. I'm convinced of it. We are so excited to introduce our guest today, Jayne Ann Krentz, and we hope you enjoy.
Today, we are joined by a true legend of romantic suspense, an author whose name is practically a genre of its own. Jayne Ann Krentz has been captivating readers for nearly 50 years, ever since her first novel, Vintage of Surrender, hit the shelves in 1979. Since then, she's written more than 120 books and landed over 50 of them on the New York Times bestseller list. It's an achievement only a few writers in any genre can claim. She's known for crafting worlds that blend danger, desires, and the perfect amount of paranormal. And whether she's writing contemporary thrillers as Jayne Ann Krentz, historical mysteries as Amanda Quick, or futuristic romances as Jane Castle, her unmistakable voice and core story shines through on every single page. She's often called the queen of romantic suspense. She's credited with creating the futuristic romance subgenre back in 1986 with Sweet Starfire, and she's been shaping the landscape of modern romance ever since. Her stories, many are set in mysterious Pacific Northwest, have turned generations of readers into lifelong fans. And now, with her upcoming release, The Shop on Hidden Lane, she's taking us back to a world of psychic intrigue, family secrets, and heart-stopping romance. Jayne Ann Krentz, welcome to our next chapter.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Oh my gosh.
Now that you've maybe sound 100 years old, I would just like to say that I started out very young.
No, I love it. That was going to be my first question was, you've been writing for nearly 5 decades. Like, your bibliography is just staggering. I'm so impressed. And we're kind of fangirling over here. Just how did it all begin? What drew you to writing in the first place?
I think I started for the same reason a lot of fiction writers do, which is it's not that you think you can tell the story better. It's just that you want to tell the story your way. And so it's probably behooves most people who want to write fiction to start with the genre they read, because that's the genre that you will intuitively know. You will have absorbed the conventions. You will have absorbed the sense of the beat, the rhythm of those kinds of stories, because mysteries have a very distinctive kind of beat to them. Romance usually does, science fiction does, and I think that you're going to learn that intuitively if you're actually reading that genre, and that's probably where you should start writing if you're going to start that. And I didn't have a desire to tell any other story, so
I love that.
I mean, romantic suspense.
You're landing with me because that's literally how I started my career outside the podcast, as an advertising writer, where I was watching TV and I thought, like you said, like, I can tell better stories than this, but like, I have these ideas, like, I could do this.
And
I can see it.
Voice
and a specific voice for it. So you're spot on with me.
Yeah. I love it.
No, I think that's a critical thing, is recognizing your own voice. And that's probably the hardest thing to figure out going in. It's, most of us just stumble into it. I know I did.
That's kind of how we found ourselves here.
What do I not stumble into, Jayne? And my entire life is just stumbling into things.
True.
You are not alone on that one.
Oh man,
it's led to some great things, though.
That's true.
Yeah, it's coming along. It's working well so far. But I mean, that's us finding our way into writing. It just started, like you said, with the love of the genre and the love of the stories, and then feeling like, oh, do we have a story in us that we could share? So
yeah.
I do want to ask you, what is your current inspiration? What's keeping you going these days? What's got you pumped?
What's exciting?
I don't know. I think we make a mistake thinking that writers somehow think differently than other people with other passions. I think it all comes out of the same chaos. And what matters is whether it goes into art, if it goes into painting, if it goes into advertising, if it goes into writing, if it goes into making movies, if it goes into creating a new game. It's all coming from the same place. And nobody could tell you where the ideas come from. It's just
true. Very true.
It's just the way the mind works. Your mind works. And if it works that way, if you're very visual, you're probably going to be seeing it. I'm a very much a dialogue-driven writer. I don't really know where my story's going until the characters start talking on the page. I have friends who are very narrative-driven, very good at description. I'm not. It's not my forte. I would just like to do a public service announcement here saying that if you're reading one of my books and you come to a paragraph of description, I would like you to slow down and read every single word because it
Just
really
really enjoy.
it took me a long time
You're like,
to get
this is
there.
where she struggled.
Appreciate this section.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
that's
love
all
that
there.
though.
The stress,
love
that
it.
food on the table, that
Yeah.
took work.
I've seen
but
you
what's-
describe. I've seen you saying that describing like women's clothing, especially in like Victorian era and things like that. That's really a challenge, and
Yeah.
I empathize with that. I'm drawn to dialogue, and so
Yes.
yeah. So is that something that like you feel like you've targeted as something you've wanted to work on or evolve over time with writing description and things like that?
Yeah, it's something I have to
Yeah.
work on. The dialogue
Yeah,
flows much more naturally for me.
I'm jealous. That's beautiful because
but I
dialogue
think
brings you in.
I think it depends on whether or not you visually see the story. If you talk to some writers, they're going to say they see it like a video unwinding in front of them or a film. And I hear it, others hear it, and that's the difference.
That's amazing.
I think
Yeah.
it's just
Have
the
you
way your
always
mind works.
been drawn to creativity? Like, would you describe yourself as in school as a creative kid and things like that?
I would say I was always searching for something, but I didn't know what it was. I never thought of myself as a creative person. It wasn't like, but I looking back, I tried painting, I tried watercolors, I tried sewing. I was lousy at
Yeah.
all of it. I tried baking. I was obviously looking for something, but I
Yeah.
didn't mentally recognize it. I just was kind of a restlessness that I was trying to solve. And then as soon as I started writing, I couldn't quit. And I think that's the thing. Once you find your passion, whatever that passion is, you'll know it if you can't quit.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it. That's beautiful.
Yeah, when it's not work anymore.
Yeah, and I love that you tried all of the different things too.
Yes.
That you just kept like, I'll try sewing, I'll try painting.
She just stumbling into all the different
Yeah,
things,
finding what it was, and then too, it's like when you do find the thing that clicks, you feel that difference, and you know, like, oh, this is it. That's
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And the world is so different today. When I first started out, all those years ago, there was only one way to get published, really, and that was the standard old school New York publishing world. And that was a really, really tough market to crack. And it still is today. But
Absolutely.
today there's a chance to actually make your career yourself. You can we all know, self-publishing is just revolutionized it. Yeah, it's just really
Absolutely.
effectively, I think what's happened is that a lot of writers have become their own publishers. They're like cottage industries kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been reading into the, we've spotlighted a couple of authors who've started their own little publishing houses. And it's really interesting to see how that evolution has happened because, the digital age has touched everything, right? And, I'm sure with the rise of social media, you're getting all kinds of different feedback and people coming out of the woodwork.
New avenues, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about social media is that I suck at it. Which has not been helpful, frankly. I totally missed the TikTok craze. I actually took a class in TikTok.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And
Most people
flunked
should
it.
probably do that,
Yeah,
actually.
I need to sign up.
I don't know because I gave up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not really missing too much out there. It's kind of a mess. I'll tell you that.
Matt says the same thing. He's like, if it wasn't my job, I don't know that I would have it. I don't know. Yeah.
I've been chasing that dragon for 20 years now.
It's very
well,
real.
I think we're all stuck with it now. And writers are also developing a real paranoia and fear about AI.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's, we've talked about that ourselves. We've talked about that with some writers as well, is how those tools, they can be helpful here and there, but at some point, that's just content, right? And we need to focus on the context and what makes it good for the world and good for everything. So,
yeah. Is that, has that, like, do you see that impacting? Is that something like that for the future of?
I've heard about, right?
Yeah.
Well, for one thing, we know that the AI developers, all the big AI developers, stole all our books to
to
teach
train.
their to train their
Yep.
machines.
Yep.
So it definitely impacted us that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
know, and now there's the attack on the M dash as a
I
writing
know. I
punctuation.
love an M dash, and now I'm nervous to put an M dash in
Yeah,
anything.
but then, like you said, these things were trained illegally using stolen books, but that they were trained using writing. M dashes are part of the writing. It's just been such a hot topic.
That's
I'm like,
funny.
man.
Yeah. I think it's like adjusting. Language evolves and so does the writing. I mean, we all know that. There was a time when you capitalized everything, and then and sentences were 3 miles long, and so the writing style evolves, and so does everything else. But I do think that one modern change that probably won't go away is the use of they them for the singular. And
Yeah,
and let
absolutely.
me tell you, mystery writers jumped on it because
Yes,
for once
brilliant.
you can be in the head of the bad guy and you don't have to
You don't
specify.
exactly.
Yes.
Keep that
Male or
secret a little
female.
longer.
I love that.
Yeah, that's very smart. Yeah, I love
Awesome.
Very
that.
useful. Very useful. Yes.
Yeah,
And since
I do want to pull. I was going to say I want to pull it back to you a little bit and talk about your writing up in the Pacific Northwest and how a lot of stories are set there. Like, I would love to hear. Have you always been up there? Is that something?
For about 40 years. Yeah, I was actually
that's
born
it?
and raised. Yeah, I was born and raised in California, so that's where I grew up.
Nice.
Been kind of on the
All north. All my settings have been on the West Coast or as far east as Phoenix. Partly because those are the places I've been, that I know. But they also suit the environment suits my kind of characters.
Yes.
My kind of characters tend to be very entrepreneurial. They're not old
Mysterious.
school. They're not old money. They're not. They're old family. They're usually on their own. Almost always starting over, trying to get back on their feet after a disaster of some kind. And the West Coast is just perfect for that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You got the fog and everything to keep it mysterious. You've got a little rainy weather.
Little mystery.
Little mystery
like
out
too,
there.
Like a little
That's
the
vibe.
paranormal for sure. And what drew you to the romance genre? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll go back to that.
Well, I was just going to add that there's just a lot of not open land, but empty land. There's lots of forest. There's lots of
space.
People still go hiking in the woods and you never see them again.
Right. Exploration and
Yeah, around here it's all flat. It's completely flat.
You're going to see them in a distance.
See him for miles. We're like, oh yeah, he's still out there.
It's hard to hide a body.
There he is. He's been walking for 4 days, but there he is.
We still see him.
Hey, Jim, keep going. We're proud of you.
Keep at
Exactly. Exactly.
No hiding. It's beautiful. And I love when the setting is a character itself.
Yes.
You just get lost in the story. And the way that you do describe your setting is incredible. Yeah, definitely.
It rained.
Strength there. Yeah.
It rained, period. Okay.
It was rainy and
then she said
it was foggy. Yeah.
It was foggy.
Yeah. No, but I was curious what drew you to the romance genre to begin with when you started writing.
Well, actually, I should specify that romance is a huge umbrella, as you know.
Oh
my
yes,
goodness.
giant.
Yes.
And I have always written romantic suspense. I've always had a crime. I've always had a murder in a story. I can't write without a murder. And I do think romantic suspense is its own subgenre, its own thing.
Yes.
For sure.
Like vampire romance is its own thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I love to write. And that's what I grew up on Nancy Drew, people. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, I love it.
The best.
The best.
Yeah. Well, there was a quote that I love on your website. It says, the romance genre is the only genre where readers are guaranteed novels that place the heroine at the heart of the story. These are books that celebrate women's heroic virtues and values, courage, honor, determination, and a belief in the healing power of love. So I was curious, is this something that's important to you? What drew you to that?
That got written back in the day when people were people felt quite free to criticize the genre and treat it as very low end genre. And they're still out there, but I've also come to think of it as actually the dividing line is more between popular fiction and what we think of as literary fiction. I think that's where the real divide is, because I have stood in groups with other fiction writers, like mystery. The one group I remember: mystery writer, science fiction writer, someone else was doing a medical mystery kind of thing. I was doing romance. And every single one of us was whining about getting no respect. It was not just the romance genre. We may get
Okay.
we may get the sharp end of the stick, but I think our culture for decades has looked down on popular fiction, probably because there's just so much of it.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
But
sometimes
it
wonder
also
if
sells.
yeah,
People love it. People, I mean,
that's
we're so grateful for the work that you've done to lay the groundwork for this, because it's to see the rise of it now and the popularity and celebrating it in the way that it is now, all of these conferences that we see and, book festivals.
And I was gonna say, I think you nailed it. Like, and it's been that way from the start. I mean, that's where the idea of dime store novels came from, right? Pulp fiction, like, it's always just been that way. But now I feel like, as this revolution's happening over the last X years, like, people are getting more involved in those marginalized communities of sci-fi fans or, murder fans. It's actually becoming cool to be a nerd, a little bit in a way. I can tell you one of my, I may or may not have had a failed podcast about Star Trek. Maybe. I'm not saying it, but I'm saying it.
You did it. Was it a failure? I don't know.
It happened.
It happened.
But, like, is there anything for you, Jayne, that you're a nerd about? Any show or TV thing that you are like a topic that you're really into?
Really watch a lot of television, but it's more because it's so repetitive. It's just, however, last night I stumbled into Watson. I know it's been out there for a while.
Yes, that's me.
Yes, he loves
it.
it.
I'm huge into the Sherlock side of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
all of
you
it.
can't go wrong with anything related to the Sherlock story. And I think that's because fundamentally it's like all popular fiction, it encapsulates a certain set of values and priorities and virtues that are important to us deep down and that we want reaffirmed. And fiction reaffirms those core values. It tells us, yes, justice gets done. Yes, honor is important. Yes, doing the right thing matters. And we all know the difference between a hero and a non-hero. And we know that, from popular fiction. Not, I mean, that's where you learn it. Nobody gets, you always, you know who the hero is, no matter how messed up he is or how,
they can be the anti-hero, but they're still a hero.
Yeah. And I love your focus on putting women at the center of the story and focusing on, their gifts and strengths and things like that. I mean, again, I'm just grateful for your work that's led to this.
I think the romantic novel and romantic suspense in particular, it descends from what we used to call the Gothic tradition. And that was almost always a woman's story. And she was isolated in a house or a small world that she could not easily escape from, and there was no telephone to call. No phone. She was forced to question whether she was sane. Was she seeing things? Her own sanity was often an issue. She couldn't trust anyone around her.
Right.
And in the end, she has to solve the problem, whatever is causing the disturbance in the household, the scary thing. And it was almost always a woman's story. And even when it wasn't, it was often written by women, like Frankenstein.
Right.
But Rebecca is probably the classic thing for most 20th century and 21st century people. That would be the more foundational document, I think, if you were looking for more in time, more recent, the Gothic. But there's recently been quite a resurgence. It's not recently now; it's about 5 or 6 years that I've been noticing a lot more Gothic style psychological. They often package it as psychological suspense, but it's Gothic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because women are thinkers.
Exactly.
Okay?
That's
women are the smart ones around here, so it has to be psychological.
Absolutely. And that's what I mean. It scratches 2 itches with that, and it really focuses on the strength of women's brains. And like you said, those thinking skills, even going back to Sherlock and like being drawn to that, using your critical thinking. And, they tease about how women should, all work for the FBI. It's like, why do we need them? You just put a woman on social media and she'll find out everything you need to know in 10 minutes. And so I think that it's so powerful, like you said, those stories of centralizing them and then forcing them into situations where they have to rely on their own intuition, their own intelligence, their own questioning and things like that. I think, that's really, really powerful.
Jayne's out there spitting facts about Gothic, man.
I
I'm on board.
know.
You're talking my language now. I love the themes that pull through, like this idea that, everybody, it feels like that was the vibe. And then we got into this weird, like, you need some man to swoop in and save the day fairy tale thing, which got old very quick. And I feel like we're coming out of that into more of like a normal human
even with
human
things
experience.
like even in Disney with Frozen, with the sisters saving each other in the end, it wasn't the true love's kiss or whatever. It was the act of true love between these sisters. And so I love seeing
it's more powerful, it's more
media,
interesting, it's more original, it's
Strength
more
of women.
like
that's another plot I think that has become very popular. It's rough. It's always been there, but not recognized as an element of romantic fiction in general, which is the found family thing. Finding your real family, which may or may not be blood related, but
absolutely
your people. And that story has been huge in the past few years.
Yes.
And
absolutely. It feels like it's just become more, like acceptable.
Who you surround yourself with and how that is affirming to who you are, being your most authentic self, whatever that looks like. That's absolutely so powerful too. Yeah.
It was always kind of there in the form of the buddy movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's kind of expanded from that into a community story, finding the community. And that probably speaks to our generation's search for a community in a world where everything is very isolated and online.
The desire.
It's all fake community online where you feel like you're connected to people, but in reality, like you're not really.
I know. Well,
they could walk away. And that would be
Speaking of families and connections, there, do you want to talk a little bit about the Shop on Hidden Lane?
Yeah.
Tell us about these two families.
The Shop on Hidden Lane is, first of all, I would just like to say, because I know this will sell books, there's a dog in the story.
Yes.
Hey!
Matt's favorite.
I'm a dog person. All
half of our podcast is about our dog, Stella.
That's half of it.
He dresses her back for Halloween even.
So anybody out there on the line about whether or not to buy the book, there's a dog.
We'll post that on social media.
Yeah, there's a dog.
But the main story, it involves the descendants, about fourth generation, I think. Two people. She's from the Harper family and he's from the other family. And nobody's going to remember names, so I won't go into names. But the bottom line is these families have been kind of quasi-feuding for 4 generations. But they're bound together by an agreement that their great-grandfathers made to protect a secret that dates from the old, I invented this, the old Bluestone project, which was a secret government project designed to experiment with paranormal energy. And of course, when I did the research on this, I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was open the door. It was like, this stuff comes. The CIA was in this. For all we know, they still are. I mean, but they were into it even as late as the 70s and 80s. And I was like, and it started back in the 30s in a big way. And major schools, I mean, Duke University, Stanford, I mean, these places were involved in running research for the CIA. And so there's no shortage of
material.
So I invented the equivalent of the Manhattan Project for paranormal. For me was the Bluestone Project. So anyhow, that project got scooted away because it was embarrassed the government years ago. But the developments in the science of it have caused problems ever since. And a lot of the descendants of the people who were irradiated with paranormal energy and are now psychic have been sort of cleaning it up, cleaning up the disaster, including these two families who discovered to their horror that her aunt and his uncle have been sleeping together in violation of the feud for the past 5 years. And now they've gone missing. And that's at the scene of a murder conducted by paranormal means. In other words, don't bother calling the cops, which is another reason I love writing with the psychic angle, because you don't have to worry about forensics. DNA, all that.
It's so smart.
It goes back to the amateur sleuth, the Watson and Holmes kind of solution. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now they have to work together to try to find their
They got to
relatives,
figure it
right?
out.
Yeah.
Find the missing
Mhm.
relatives and
Yes.
and
And
find out what happened to the stolen artifact that from the blue stuff thing,
Mm.
which is potentially quite dangerous. So that's and they
Interesting.
wind up at this
Yes.
crazy art colony in the desert in Arizona.
yes. So, yes.
It's
So
not
far
the
east.
Northwest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
so
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that sounds so exciting. I just,
Yes.
I think a lot of your work really does weave together the romance, the mystery, the paranormal. Like, I guess, how does this one fall in on that scale for you and like different from your past few works?
this is probably kind of where I've been going for a while now,
Mm,
edging more and more toward the psychic world.
nice.
Because the thing I like about working with the psychic thing, and I would like to say also another um, public service announcement here, is I often get classified as a paranormal writer, and it's true, but it
Mm,
depends. But it depends how you um, define paranormal.
Define.
And in the romance market, that has come to mean witches, werewolves,
oh, yeah. Yep.
vampires,
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
very much a supernatural element.
Right.
And if you're looking for that, this is not
Right.
for
Right.
you because the psychic thing for me is more reality based in that for me it's just one step beyond intuition.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody believes in intuition.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's not such a big leap you don't have to
Totally.
totally buy into the werewolf or the
Jayne,
vampire
you're speaking
story.
my language, and it's not something I normally talk about, but my grandma was a psychic, and we feel like it runs in our family, so I'm totally aligned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think
We've
it's
seen it. Yeah.
the intuition thing is very powerful and mostly we kind of we poo-poo, but nobody denies it.
Right.
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 Everybody's
Yep.
got a story. Everybody's got a story.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. No, and
100%.
seeing him and his grandma together and just some of the things that they could pick up, especially with auras, he's very
Mm-hmm.
good with
They're big
people's
on that.
auras and like colors of auras and things like that. Yeah. It's very
Well,
interesting.
I think I'm not saying everything I write about is true because I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think the idea of energy that we cannot measure or test for is out there and I would say look at music.
Yes.
Yes.
To me it strikes me as very phenomenal that you can be so emotionally stirred by music.
Yes.
You,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yes.
can be saddened by it, you can be uplifted by it, you can go to sleep with it. You could dance to it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's a pretty intense emotional reaction to nothing but a sound wave
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's a
such
great
coming at
I was
example. That's
gonna
a
say
fantastic example.
yeah. Yeah. And as
yeah
a former science teacher of just knowing everything is energy and energy just converts to another type. And so just
yes
knowing there's got to be so much that we don't know and we
Yeah.
haven't discovered yet, but that we constantly feel the effects
Mm.
of. So I think it's so cool that you choose to write about it. And so that's why he
Mm-hmm.
was so excited
So
to
pumped.
read it because yeah, this is right in his lane. Even with our son when he was a baby, we saw signs of it, like you said, kind of running in the family
Totally.
and things and just being able to pick up on things that were like he's so young that he wasn't influenced by anything that just
yeah
came to him. He picked that up, he said it, so yeah.
I guess with that, I was also going to ask you, for longtime fans of your work, what should they, like, what might surprise them about this one?
dog.
That's a new one.
And I would just like to
The
point
addition
out
dog.
that it's really, really hard to put a dog in a story because once you've got the dog in there, you have to give it something to do.
He's always sitting next to your lap or here's a treat or whatever.
Once you put an animal into a story, the animal really does take over. I learned that with my Jane Castle books.
Yeah.
When I inserted little creatures called dust bunnies into the once I'd done that, I had to do it for every single
Yeah,
book.
absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely.
That's
And
awesome. That's something to watch out for, I guess, as we write our book.
well, these particular dogs, this particular dog is a descendant of the Fog Lake dogs.
Oh.
And the Fog Lake crowd is the community that got overwhelmed with the mysterious explosion and the gases in the mysterious explosion. They went to sleep for 2 days, and when they woke up, they all had psychic powers. So
Yes, Jayne.
Now I figure the dog's got them too. So
I love it. No, you got me so pumped.
I know.
And not only just for the coolness factor of what you're talking about, but I also feel like I don't want to throw shade at any other writers, but sometimes we get animals that don't really have anything to do with anything, or they're just like
purpose,
around. And I love that you found a way to make them work for the story, and that takes extra time and effort. And I just want to point that out.
could we take 1 minute while I go? I swallow.
Yeah. Do your thing.
Absolutely.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, hate when that happens, but
Oh, totally
No
understand.
stress.
Matt's usually
I'm the one
taking the breaks.
I don't have my coffee here with me. I drink coffee nonstop all day long, and now I'm like, and the milk gets to me. Yeah, no, you don't have to tell me.
Yeah. We were going to ask though. We're about to move on to the game. As we jump back in, is there anything else you want to spotlight about the book?
just that I want to emphasize it can be read as a standalone.
Okay.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does. It does relate to my Jayne verse, but it's its own book.
Okay. Let me ask you that question, and then you can hit us with that. I know. See,
Do you
I'm
need
telling
some
you,
water?
I might need some water.
Yeah,
myself.
that's contagious.
Uh,
I could
Well, Jayne,
yawn.
I know you-
I could yawn. That would make
Oh.
everything worse.
Open it. It opens me up, and then it all collapses back down. Jayne, so you've got many books and many series that all live together. Does this one fall into a previous series as a standalone? Where does this one fit?
It's a standalone, but it fits into the Jayne verse in that people who have read the Fog Lake books, for example, will be familiar with the world. It's basically I work within that world now, and that world touches elements touch from in various stories, but you don't have to know the rest of the world in order to enjoy any one of the stories. Every time I write a book, I have a new couple at the beginning. So it's always their story, and we're starting from ground zero with a story. We're not picking up an old story.
Yep. I love that. I love that approach because for longtime readers, you start to get some of those Easter eggs that are in there. And things like that.
It's fun for your longtime
so
fans,
fun.
but then, like you said, somebody brand new can pick it up and enjoy it.
And then they can go back and read and go, oh my gosh, I know that person.
Exactly.
We always talk about them being our friends. Once we finish a book, we're like, well, we don't get to hang out with our friends anymore. And it's kind of the same thing with the world.
Nice. And you're like, I know who that is. I know their whole backstory. Yeah.
Been there, saw
Jayne,
that.
if you're okay, Jayne, I would like to jump into a game with you. We have a game prepared here.
All about psychic energy.
All about psychic energy, actually. The game is called Good Vibes or Dark Energy. And so the thought here is I'm going to give you a scenario or just a line or a thought, and we're all going to decide if it's good vibes or if it's dark energy. And some of them are going to be about writing. Some of them are going to be about physical items. They're just going to be a mix.
Yeah.
There's no wrong answers unless I disagree with you. So that's how it works. No, I'm just kidding. So we'll start with the first one. Is this good vibes or dark energy when a deadline mysteriously moves up a week?
Dark energy.
I was saying, man, that's
Agreed.
the most dark energy thing I
That's
can.
just cruel,
That's
I
mean.
think. Yeah, no, for sure.
That does not bode well. That does not bode well.
No. Danger. Okay. What if someone tells you, I just don't read fiction?
Well, this gives me a chance to say, frankly, I don't think that those of us who read and enjoy fiction understand how rare that is. It's a gift. It's a talent. And not everybody got it. So my first thing is, well, did you try audio? Because a lot of times people can hear a story and take it in that way. But think about it. You're looking at little marks on a page.
Yep.
And somehow it opens up a whole world in your head. I mean, that's not going to be that common a talent.
Truly.
Agreed.
So I think there's probably more people out there that don't read fiction than we know because we take it for granted. But
yeah,
I love it.
I saw something recently that described reading fiction as like you're floating, like if you're in bed reading, like you're actually just kind of floating just above your bed because you're there in your bed, but you're also completely in this other world. So I think there is such
I think that lines up with learning styles too.
Yeah,
Some people are auditory learners, visual, and just the way you process and take in information. Yeah, 100%. So we'll give that one we'll give that it's good vibes. Like you tried. If you know that, then you tried. We'll call it good vibes. We'll go with it.
Give you the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. Then good vibes or dark energy. If you had a pen that only writes plot twists.
Oh, that'd be good. I'd like that.
Wouldn't that be great? It's like, where do I order
Hey,
that?
let me check Amazon real quick.
Send me the link.
Yeah, check Amazon on that one. I'll buy that.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. So what about if you go to an estate sale and there's antique mirrors there? Does that?
And mirrors are. I think mirrors are weird energy. I'm not going to say dark energy, but not necessarily negative. Just just dark. The physics of mirrors are really strange.
Yeah.
Nope.
Very weird.
Very weird. I don't think we don't entirely understand that whole.
I was going to say, I don't even think we fully get it.
And it's also the metaphorical meaning of mirrors gets in your brain quick about reflecting yourself or reflecting your current self, past self, what's behind you.
Mirror on the wall. I mean,
oh my gosh. Forever.
Yeah, it's just a strange kind of material. And the other material that I think doesn't get enough recognition for its strangeness, because there's so much of it, is glass.
Yes.
Think about that. It's absolutely transparent, and you're looking at something that you can build glass that will stop a bullet. I mean, that's the weirdest thing.
It's nuts, and it was really weird. I read an article, which is what we call watching TikTok. I read an article, and it was a blind lady saying, "My husband tries to explain glass to me, but it just doesn't make sense. You're saying it's transparent and you can't see it." But it's there. And that really got in my head. And I was like, that's
right.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay. The next book, we need elements of glass.
We need glass.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How about a bookstore cat who always naps by the romance shelf?
Smart cat.
Smart cat. Okay. Yeah.
Good,
that's
good
true.
Energy.
That's a place to be.
Good energy. Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. What about a phone that autocorrects to the exact word you were thinking? Like it just automatically autocorrects.
Never trust autocorrect. Never trust autocorrect.
Agree.
That's true.
Agree.
I don't care what the situation is. It'll do you in. It's just laying in wait.
Every time.
It's dark energy. The darkest energy.
Yeah, autocorrect is dark energy. Yes, agree.
Okay. I've got a couple here in the romance relationship kind of area. Good vibes or dark energy. The we shouldn't do that kiss. We shouldn't be doing this type of kiss. We shouldn't do this
The forbidden kiss.
The forbidden kiss.
Good energy. In my plots.
I think it could go both ways on that.
Yeah. I think it would depend on the plot. Yeah.
It's true.
Definitely depending. Yeah.
I guess if you're kissing a frog to make a prince, that's one thing versus the opposites attract or forced proximity kiss. It's different.
I think the negative one would be a cheating kiss. If you're cheating.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, agree.
So that's where it's wrong.
Yeah, definitely depending on the plot. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
yes.
Sure,
Ooh,
sure.
that's a tough one actually.
Good point.
Okay, then what about enemies forced to share one motel room?
I love that story. I love the forced proximity story.
Yeah. Just one bed.
There's only one bed in this room. Oh man.
Yeah. What's gonna happen?
Oh, and it was raining outside. Let me take my shirt off. Oh man. Yeah.
You can do a lot with that in the plot.
Yeah.
And the last one here in our good vibes or dark energy game, someone who claims they can read your aura on the first date.
That would probably make me nervous. But I actually do think there's something to that, because how many times have we met someone and how many people do we know that we say, I just don't want to be near that person. They just bring me down. They just bother.
Yes.
They just bring down my spirits, my optimism, dark energy. People, you can spot them. It doesn't take long.
That's true.
Yeah, we call them energy vampires. That's they do.
I call them Burlington Coat Factory is what I call them.
That's his energy.
The place sucks the energy out of me.
But you're so right. You do pick that up about people. I was thinking it's good vibes if they're just doing it naturally, but if they tell me, like, let me read your aura, like that might give me
flag, you think?
Yeah, that might give me pause for sure, and be like, oh, is this dark energy? So
maybe that's their flirty move, you know? They're like, oh, let me hold your hand, and oh, you have such. I can see in your future that we're going to be together. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just as a way to hold my hand.
Yeah, maybe. I'll try it later.
Okay, yeah. We'll role play that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
That
thank
could
you for
work.
playing the game.
Yeah, thank you for
We've
playing.
got a couple little questions here before we move on to our final 5. In this section, I really just want to talk about your writing craft. Like I know, you've been doing this for a while, and I just want to know, like, what does a typical day of writing look like for you? I know you said Saturday is one of your writing days, so.
Yeah.
It is this week, yeah. I I'm a morning person, so that means that most of my creativity will be in the mornings. Yeah, it's just the way I'm built. If the morning gets away from me with some other reason, it's very hard for me to get into it in the afternoon. So I'll
Yes.
do something more mechanical in the sense like edit or something that doesn't require that the same kind of
Yeah.
creative thinking that writing the raw
Interesting.
story does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you set up as far as your atmosphere? Like, do you play music or do you have kind of a routine for
Can't
yourself?
walk and chew gum at the same time. No, that would very much distract me. Yeah, the music
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Totally.
So,
Yeah, I'm with you on that. If I have music on, it has to be straight instrumental and something that my brain can kind of
tune out.
forget about.
forget about, tune out a little bit, a little white noise, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
But do
So
you have like a
no
favorite
candles?
spot?
Do you
Yeah.
have a special spot or a coffee shop or?
I do like
don't
to be
know.
in my office. It sets me into the mood. I
Yes.
can write anywhere if most writers can. But my favorite place would be my office because it's my comfort zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm that way. I'm kind of a nester. I like to have my stuff set up around me. I feel most comfortable in my clean space with my stuff. And yeah. And I think
Yeah.
it's interesting too that you talked about the morning specifically. I don't think that we've talked about that before of like times
Sure.
of day when you might be most creative or where your brain might be
Yeah.
most productive for the creative part. And I love that even if, like you said, your morning gets away, the afternoon or the other parts of your day, you could repurpose for other things. It doesn't mean it's just a
Right.
wash. It's just knowing. I think that's really
It's
powerful.
like
Like
that brain
knowing,
power energy in the
yeah,
morning.
what part of your day your brain is best for different functions. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really, really wise. Yeah.
Has that process changed at all since you started writing? Like, did you go
Well,
through a phase where you're like, I only drink cappuccinos with my left hand, like, is there something silly?
no, but when I was working full time as a librarian, the first 10 years of my career, I got up at 4 in the morning to get the writing time in. That was
Wow.
how I did it. Yeah.
Such
But
discipline.
so now I don't have to get up at 4 in the morning. So
That's nice. Yeah.
That's
that's
the
been a
win.
big boost forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just jealous that
Mm.
you're a morning person in
Yeah.
general. I'm like, I wish. That'd
A
be
lot of my
great.
a lot of my friends are evening people. Some don't even get rolling until midnight. I mean, it's just really
Right.
Oh my gosh.
all over the map. And the
Yeah.
problem is we all have families, we all have routines, we
Yep.
have
Yep.
jobs. It's just hard to find the writing time
Absolutely. Yeah.
and get it into the same area as your creative time.
I'm 100% with you on that. I'm with you. Like, I do better in the early morning when I feel like my brain's awake and fresh and not being encumbered by everything else going on. But
Yeah.
we have, like you said, we did talk to another writer who started writing at midnight. It was like, I write from midnight to 2 every day. And I'm like, man, I
Yeah.
don't know if I could do
Like
that.
you said,
That
it's the discipline of it and knowing when
I
you
guess
can
it's
get the time
routine
to
and
do it. But yeah.
structure, but oof.
But even in the mornings, like you said, it is nice if you're able to get straight to that. And then before you start to be encumbered by the other
Right.
responsibilities. And yeah, that's so
Very cool.
Yeah.
such a great point. And I know you touched a little bit earlier about that you're very dialogue driven, not necessarily the narrative piece. But when you're, preparing for a new project, do you find yourself to be more of a plotter or a pantser? Like, do you draw it all out or how does it come together?
Try to get an overview of a plot, not the details, but the kind of the overview. But as soon as I start writing, it starts changing on me. I have never finished a book that looks like the synopsis that my
That makes
editor
me feel better because
It does make me
we've
feel
already
better.
seen that with our own books.
Yeah, because
so,
we,
yeah, it makes
like
me
we
feel
told you,
better.
we started the podcast to just kind of document our early days and journey, and we were coming up with ideas, and well, let's pin that one to the board, and let's, maybe this is that, and then, pen met paper, and all of a sudden it's like 85-90% of that stuff is kind of like floated away because the characters are just taking us somewhere else, and I like it because it's more interesting to me, and I'm really enjoying it, but it's definitely like, it's tough.
It's hard. The people I know who can do a complete synopsis, maybe a 20-page, point by point
Wow.
synopsis. Um, they say it takes away the stress. They don't have the anxiety. When they get up in the morning, they know exactly what they're going to go right today. So for those of us who don't work that way, there's a lot of anxiety involved. Like, oh, that's not working. I got to redo that. That's not going to fit. So that's the downside to it. So the whole process is more anxiety ridden, but I guess they do all their anxiety up front.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way at the beginning.
That makes total sense. Like, I keep talking about me. My background also includes like creative theory, like studying some of that. And part of that is putting in guardrails, for creatives, and where those guardrails land depend on how creative that person can be. Right. And so with folks who have a full on plot, it's like, that's cool and fun, but it sure does shrink down your room for creativity. And because to me, that's the fun part, like kind of following the characters along and solving the problems as they come and as I'm making them. And so that's really interesting. I don't know about being able to write a full 20-page outline.
Yeah, I can't do it. I think it really is, again, just a matter of the way your brain works.
True.
And mine doesn't work that way. I think one of the issues that probably hits people like us is that we don't really get our best ideas until we are in the creative process and actually writing, because that's a different mode than plotting. It's a different kind of thinking. So you're going to get different ideas when you go there.
Absolutely. And I feel like you talked a little bit earlier too. Do you feel like the characters speak to you? Like as you get to know them, they kind of tell you the direction that the story needs to go.
Yeah, I think that's for those of those of us who are dialogue driven. I think that's a real factor.
Totally. That's what I feel like he's seeing.
Yeah, we want to be open to those creative bursts of ideas. That, we don't want to close that door.
Yeah. Do you feel like, in that same vein, do you feel like as you've written that your sense of risk has changed in the sense of like trying new things versus trying the things kind of work?
Yeah. Yeah, part of that's just having done it enough that my editor trusts me. She's not going to be hard. Yeah, and I'm also a pro. I have by now. If I didn't have some idea of what would work and what doesn't work, I'd be in bad shape.
You probably wouldn't have 50 on the bestseller list.
Well, that goes back to what we talked about with women. You trust yourself. You have this intuition that you've built and grown over your career. And so that's what I think is so powerful about that, is that you've grown that ability. And that's something I feel like I've learned as I've entered my 40s is I trust myself when I'm at work and I have this big project coming up. I just had this epiphany one day of, I've done this before. I've done similar things and I trust that I will figure it out. I have the skills and the ability, and just realizing that stressing adds nothing positive to the experience. And so it's like, I really try to tell myself that when I find myself in that spiral. And so I think that's, beautiful that you do it in your own writing of leaning into your intuition and knowing what's going to work and what's not, and letting that guide your path, Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. Well, part of that's just part of growing up, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
True. Trusting yourself. You talked about growing up. I feel like, and we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but I feel like the romance genre has been growing up. I'm going to say, we talk about this wide umbrella of romance. I keep saying romance, but encompassing everything we were talking about earlier. One of the things we've seen and experienced in the last little bit since we've been watching is the idea that these books, like you said earlier, were kind of seen as just throwaway, Fabio on the cover, fluff, whatever. But now we're seeing a new wave of writers who are putting important stuff and important emotional depth into these things and building these worlds that have meaning and purpose. Like, how have you seen that shift since you've been writing?
I think one of the things that always kept interesting writers out of romance was they didn't want to have to deal with the fact that it's fundamentally a very optimistic genre. And most literary fiction, most mysteries are kind of focused on the dark side of human nature and what can go wrong. And so I think we didn't give enough attention to looking at the optimistic side of the world, which is the romance. That's what it is fundamentally. And that's kind of a unique bailiwick that I think has attracted more writers recently. And I will also say this, that this younger generation of readers doesn't give a flying fig about what you think about what they're reading.
Very true.
Very true.
Very
Whereas
true.
Very
I grew
true.
up in a time when you were reluctant to open a romance novel on an airplane.
Keep it,
Yep. Yep.
keep it to yourself.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
That's such a great
I love
point.
that.
Yeah. And the optimistic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the optimistic
I
side
mean,
of
we've also heard authors talk about just the change in the covers. Like, oh, we made
Yes.
the covers more commercially
palatable.
appealing
Yeah.
or cartoony, and so that way
Yeah.
it's, like you said, easier to open on the subway and
Yeah.
read.
Yeah,
But
that
even
helps.
still, like I think there's a growing celebration of reading and of literacy and of these stories. And people, like you said, TV can be very repetitive. And so to go and get lost in these worlds and these things that you've invented, I think, there's such a celebration of that. I love seeing these communities on Instagram and TikTok and things and all of these reader conventions and places where we go and celebrate readers and authors. And
I wonder, as you're talking about it, I had a thought. I wonder how much this idea of like binging shows and series, creating, opening your eyes to long form content, right? Like on one end on the social media, short, fast, give it to me in 6 seconds.
Yeah.
But when we get our Netflix and we want to watch a whole series in, a day, like we're used to that long form now, I think.
Yeah.
That could be
craving
part
for
of it.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also think we owe a lot to Harry Potter.
True.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
one of the interesting things that that I'm seeing with the TikTok crowd and just younger readers in general is they often want the physical book.
Yep.
The computers are something else. That's another experience. Reading a book is a different experience.
Absolutely.
And they value it for that, as a different kind of experience. And I think that's very interesting because it is different than seeing a movie. Yeah.
Holding it in your hands, turning the pages, the smell of it.
I definitely still appreciate a
physical
book.
Well,
I
it's
feel like
very private. It's just you in that book. It's really a unique experience.
Yeah, we don't need technology in that space. Get out of here, technology. No, it's hard because we love the Kindle as well. Like, of course, we have every convenient, whatever. But man, there is nothing like.
Or we just love going into bookstores, like the smell of a bookstore, picking them up. And I love when they are worn and used, and you're like, so many people have enjoyed this, and like. Just how powerful, like how far-reaching those stories can be. But
awesome.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for sharing.
Advice. We're gonna wrap up with our final 5 questions. If you're ready to be in the hot seat.
The hot seat, Jane. You're in trouble. Watch out.
No wrong answers. Whatever comes to your mind. So for you, open door or closed door?
Open door.
Sexiest occupation for a main character?
Bodyguard.
Oh, good one. That's a good one.
That's a good answer.
Favorite beverage while writing?
Coffee.
Good one. How do you take it?
Yeah. What kind of coffee?
Black.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. Favorite punctuation mark?
Period.
Yes. Hey, period.
Finish it.
And what word do you always overuse in a first draft?
That.
I'm so guilty of that.
There it was. Nailed it.
You can't avoid it. It's horrible.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I hate when you're writing and you say that, when they come, and then I have to figure out how to reword my sentence so I don't have that. Yeah. No, that's a good one.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Jane. Thank you for joining us today. It's been so informative. Like you blew my mind
so
today.
Much to think about.
So much to think about, and we love chatting with you. If you're out there listening or watching, please go run and pick up The Shop on Hidden Lane. It will be out January 6th, one day after this podcast comes out. Coming out of Berkeley. Jane, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to plug all your socials and your website at the end of our show. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
I feel so lucky to have talked to Jane.
I'm going to be processing that for a while. Yes.
She had so many bangers in there, Andrea.
I mean, just knowledge bombs.
It's almost like she's done this
for some time. Yeah, absolutely.
And knew what was up. Like, I loved where she talked about passion and like, you'll know it's your passion when you can't quit.
Yes.
Like, perfect. Like, duh.
Yeah. And I like too how she described using paranormal, like what that means to her. That so much of the time that revolves around psychic energy, and that for her, psychic energy is just one step past intuition.
Right.
Like, I thought that was really
It's not
cool, too.
magical or mystical. It's
No,
like just
it's
just a
real. It's
touch.
reality-based.
But it's reality.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
there's something there with that.
Oh, she
I
was,
I loved how she knew herself so well.
yes, and
I
her strengths.
Her
Yeah,
strengths and
yeah.
weaknesses and being, aware, like, it's going to take me a while to write some descriptions. And if I'm writing descriptions, please pay
Really take
attention.
your time and
Take your
enjoy
time.
that part.
Enjoy
Yeah,
every
yeah,
word.
yeah.
Phenomenal. Thank you, Jayne.
I
Oh my
know. I
gosh.
felt
Thank you.
like I needed I need to be smarter.
I know. I'm
at
going to have to
it.
go back through and give it another listen and pick up everything that I didn't get the first time through.
That was an incredible
She's the best.
conversation. Thank you, Jayne.
And we have to have her back on.
And
She was
one
amazing.
last thing, though, that analogy of the proof of energy surrounding us because of the way that music can
Oh,
make
yeah.
you.
The music
It's
stuff.
like, oh, that's
Yeah.
such a good argument for like unseen,
Feeling the music. Yeah,
invisible
feeling it.
energy. That was
Mm.
beautiful. Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
honestly going to go back and listen to it again. Thank you so much for giving us your time and your knowledge and your wisdom. My
Yes.
goodness.
Well, that's how you start a new year, Andrea.
No kidding.
That's how you start a new year.
A banger.
A lot of people like to start their new year by doing resolutions, which we talked about.
Mhm.
A lot of people like to change things about themselves,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so I watched something.
You watched?
We watched?
You put me through this as well.
Wait, hold on. You know what? Let's just hit the clip, Andrea.
Oh, goodness.
Don't you worry about it. We have an intro.
Okay, great.
From the creators of Did I Love It comes the definitive deep dive no one needed about a movie everyone forgot. That's
a podcast
right.
within a podcast.
It's the Bedazzled Archives.
That's right.
The Bedazzled Archives. It just keeps going.
This is the longest door.
Oh my gosh.
It's the archive.
This podcast within a podcast is where we discuss the ins and outs, the ups and downs of America's most ambitiously underwhelming romantic comedy. Released in 2000, Bedazzled stars Brendan Fraser and Elizabeth Hurley in a glossy, early millennium retelling of the Faustian bargain, but with more leather pants and slightly worse dialogue. 7 wishes, one desperate man, and a devil who could have just used Tinder. It's theology, thirst, and terrible life choices all in one cinematic fever dream. Welcome to the Bedazzled Archives.
Wow. That was...
That's right, Andrea.
Right,
Welcome to Bedazzled Archives, a podcast Russian doll nested right inside of this daggum podcast we call our next chapter. So welcome. This podcast is all about the movie we saw called Bedazzled from the year 2000.
2000, really?
The year 2000. So let me give you a quick plot summary.
They couldn't have even used Tinder. You said the devil could use Tinder, but it didn't exist.
It's true. I guess that's what the boards were for back in the day. But I can give you a very quick plot summary for those who haven't been blessed enough to see this film from 25 years ago, and I can give it to you quick. It follows Elliot Richards, who's Brendan Fraser. He's a lonely, well-meaning IT guy who can't seem to connect with anyone, especially his crush Allison. And it's after another miserable day, he's approached by the devil, played by Elizabeth Hurley, and she's like,
hot.
Well, let's talk about that. She offers him 7 wishes in exchange for his soul, promising to make his dreams come true, of course, Faustian thing.
Yes, they do.
So he gets dropped into 7 different new lives, including a billionaire, a genius, a basketball star, and even the president. But each one, of course, has that twist or, fatal flaw, whether he's too smart or he's got too much money.
Think about.
Yeah, there's always a loophole, and it never works out how he thinks it's going to work out. The devil's just toying with him every time he comes out of these lives.
In different hot costumes.
That's true. And then by the end, Elliot realizes that no amount of success is going to make him happy, Andrea. So he outsmarts the devil, earns back his soul, and gets his peace, and kind of finds another lady at the very end of the movie.
And how does he outsmart the devil?
He outsmarts the devil by giving his last wish to Allison, that she just would be happy for the rest of her life. And she's like, "Oh, you broke the contract. You gosh darn did it." Right?
That's
like
what she said. Elizabeth Hurley. Yeah, she gosh darn did it.
It's definitely a romantic comedy.
Yeah, because
wrapped
he made
in fiction,
that personal sacrifice for someone else's happiness.
So now you know there's 7 wishes.
But you should still totally watch it.
You should still totally not watch it. But I do have, Andrea, for you the 7 wishes I have for this movie, since he got 7 wishes. And I want to run them by you and have you help me.
Good.
Because you did see it with me, and I
did.
wanted you to
Painfully
give me your couple of pennies, your 5. They don't make pennies anymore. What am I going to say?
It's not even a thing.
Give me your 1/5 of a nickel, I guess. But here we go. Wish number 1 is I wish Brendan Fraser wasn't the best actor of all time.
Oh, I know. He's
kind of the best. And in this movie, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And he commits. I think that's what it is.
He really does.
He really does commit.
In all those roles, he was really embodying the billionaire guy.
Learn Spanish.
Yeah.
For that one
The
part.
basketball.
The basketball guy was funny.
Yeah.
He's funny.
What's your favorite Brendan role? And there's so many good ones.
I haven't seen, what's the latest one, The Whale?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see that one.
But like Encino Man.
Encino Man.
Know, I mean, Scrubs, one of the most
Blast from the
iconic
Past.
episodes of Scrubs.
Wasn't that the one with
ever.
Pauly Shore?
Mm-hmm. No, was that with he's in the underground bunker and all that?
Oh, that's the underground bunker.
Yeah. No, Pauly Shore is no, that's Encino Man.
That's
yeah.
Mm.
The Mummy.
The Mummy's a classic. The Mummy Returns. The Mummy Re-Returns.
All the returns.
Okay. Yeah. So that's wish number 1.
He's phenomenal.
And that's the wish I make.
Brendan.
Ding. Maybe I'll put a sound effect in there.
And a little graphic. Just
Wish
a Brendan
1.
Fraser face.
Wish number 2. I wish I could go back to the year 2000, y'all.
Me too.
You know, as an old fart.
As do
the year 2000.
Yeah. The teenagers of today wish that they're like so jealous of us. That
What year did we get together?
2000.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, we met in the 99 and we got together in the 2000s.
Ooh. Yeah, it's true.
Didn't you just say earlier that you were letting that go in the 2026? You've already ruined that relationship.
That wasn't me.
Even though I gave you a 10 for that.
That was the character
I really believe
that I'm playing within this podcast.
Okay.
Says that, not me.
Okay. Well, good. There's still hope.
Yes, and her wardrobe in this film was very 2000s.
Yes.
And
hot.
So let's talk about that. Yeah. Is it on here? Is that one of my wishes? Let's see. No. We can just talk about it because
we disagree.
We kind of disagree.
And that is wrong.
We kind of disagree. 2000's Elizabeth Hurley is
smoking hot.
Objectively attractive.
No, smoking hot. Like Austin Powers, she was so hot in that.
But she just always feels anxious or nervous or not fully in her body to me.
Okay, I'll give you that. There's a little bit of like not fully committed. But when you're standing next to Brendan Fraser, it's hard to not look that way. Or Mike Myers, like...
If you take a picture of her, hot.
Yeah.
In real life. It's like Jason Momoa, you know what I mean?
What about him? You have something
in real
to say?
life, clown. You know? Open invite.
Yeah.
Okay. He can catch both of these hands. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
We invite you to come to our house, please.
Don't worry about that part.
I would love for you to come visit.
So yeah, whatever. Wish number 3 is I wish Elizabeth Hurley wasn't so distractingly good at being bad. She was good at this movie, but she was bad at being bad. She wasn't great in this movie. That's all I'm trying to say. This was worded a little funny, but I didn't think she was that great.
She seemed to like being the devil.
Yeah. I mean,
you could tell, like, I'm pretty sure a dude wrote this.
Yeah.
And probably directed this because...
Harold Ramis, I think.
Every, like, opportunity they could to just put her in some type of a...
Latex
male
or something.
fantasy type setting.
That's true.
Yes. I mean, she owned, like, a nightclub and...
Yeah. Okay. But, fine. Okay. She got her start though in Austin Powers is where she got picked up really big. Ed TV, The Passenger, that kind of thing. Yeah. And she came from modeling her high profile relationship with
Hugh Grant.
I
remember that.
Ding. Okay, we'll keep going. Wish number 4. And this is from the heart. I wish this movie knew what genre it was. It was just everywhere. It was fantasy. It was rom-com. It was like ultra slapstick comedy at times.
True.
They were doing dong jokes at one point. There was like save your soul, like kind of neo-Christian kind of like stuff, and then super heartfelt stuff. I just
pick a direction.
Pick a direction. It's just
pick a lane.
Just pick a lane. That's all I want from this movie.
And if you picked one, what would it be?
With this cast, I would say keep it, I don't know, because I think the heartfelt piece got lost.
Yeah.
And my question to me is like, did I miss it? Like, did I really, or would I just want more of the comedy? Haha. Brendan
Yeah,
Fraser doing silly
I
stuff.
think it just need to lean more into the comedy of it because you couldn't call it a rom-com, really. There
Not
wasn't enough
really.
of that. So I think really just the comedy.
Yeah, go comedy.
Yeah.
Kind
of like a Bruce Almighty, like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wish number 5 is that I wish the special effects didn't look like they were rendered on a Gateway 2000.
But it
which
was
is the computer I had back in the
2000.
day. It's rough.
What other things, like, well, we don't
Star
budget,
Wars.
but, well, budget. I'm sure they did not have a Star Wars budget, but I'm saying at that time with a similar budget, name something else that had.
I think there were like 2 spots. There's the spot towards the end where he's going down to Hades, and it's like literally pixelated. Like maybe just find a different.
Maybe they ran out of money and just were like, we got to get this done. We're gonna miss the deadline.
But then just create a different version of hell. That's
maybe
like
there's a behind the scenes of making the movie, and you can get all this inside scoop.
We'll do a part 2.
Oh no,
Bedazzled.
No, I'm saying you
Bedazzled
go
Archives
investigate
episode 2.
that. No.
Okay,
just like love it or leave it. What is it? Leave it. What is it? Love it? Did I love it?
Did I love it?
Is that what it's called?
Did I love it?
Yeah. I hope that doesn't return either.
That's not very nice.
Podcast within a podcast.
So wish number 6 here is the product placement. There was so much of it. I wish there was less product placement. There's a part where he's like, "Oh, really? You're the devil?" She's like, "Yeah, I can get you anything you want." Well, I want a McDonald's Big Mac with a large Coke and a side of large French fries. And they walk to a McDonald's.
Yeah.
And they get this meal.
But maybe that's how they got the budget for those amazing graphics.
Yeah.
And that it required that much product placement to get this movie made.
It could be. There were a couple of cars that showed up where the logo was just the biggest part of the scene. I don't know, man. I'm all for product placement when it's done well or when it has a purpose.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll keep moving. And wish number 7, and I say this because while I didn't love this movie, the campiness of it made me happy and like the throwback of it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and make wish number 7. I wish there were more movies this gloriously stupid, Andrea. I just miss the stupid movies.
Like that. This kind of stuff just doesn't get made anymore.
Just wacky.
And you don't see like actors like that do stuff like this.
True.
Like everything has to have such a purpose. And
I mean, I guess we got the Leslie Nielsen movie recently, Naked Gun, the new revamp of that. That was a great entry into that field. But yeah, I think you can do rom-com funny, right?
Yeah. Oh,
what was the one with what's her face and what's his face and
yes,
you know what I'm talking about.
Anyone But You.
Anyone But You. Yes,
with Glenn
I
Powell
like that
and
one.
Sydney
I
Sweeney.
enjoyed
That was
that
so
one.
good. It was like
cute.
the return of the rom-com. It made me so happy.
That was it.
Yeah, I appreciate the thought.
Welcome. And that's it for this episode of the Bedazzled Archives. We'll be back for another episode after this.
Here, I just thought we were watching a silly movie, just to, spend some time together. And you've done this, like, deep dive.
After this.
Turned it into your whole personality.
It is. Oh, hey, welcome. Where did you go? Welcome back to Our Next Chapter, the podcast.
Thanks.
How are you? Where did you go?
I've just been chilling.
Wow, welcome. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, I feel like
traveling through the archives.
I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
You've been on a journey.
So yeah, I guess go ahead and close this out.
Get you some rest.
Give me some rest.
Thank you for coming along with us on our first episode of 2026.
Oof.
We wish you all the wonderful things for the new year. See, you couldn't even make it through the episode. But we wish you all the wonderful things this year, and whatever your resolutions are, we hope that you have all the support and luck with that. And we thank you for joining us today, and I hope you enjoyed our interview with Jayne Ann Krentz. Just an absolute icon, legend, godmother of romance and the subgenre.
You can find her on Facebook. That's where most of her people are.
Jayne Ann Krentz on Facebook, and we'll put that in the show notes too. But you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Our Next Chapter Podcast.
That's right.
You can email us at ournextchapterpod@gmail.com. And you can sign up for our non-existent newsletter that will get your name in the back of our book as one of our OG fans. We cut this for the new year. It's on our website, ournextchapterpodcast.com. Thank you so much for starting this new year with us and staying on this journey with us. We hope to have a book this year. We've done a lot of amazing things. I couldn't have even manifested all
It's true.
this. And
The book is here this year, guaranteed.
All this.
Life and you know how it goes.
Well, this just expanded into something different. We've had so much fun interviewing authors and just sharing what we're loving and what we're reading. And so thank you for just being open-minded to whatever this journey becomes. So
absolutely.
We're so grateful for all of you. Have a wonderful start of your new year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh, well, thank you. And sweetheart, I love you.
Oh, yeah. Until next time. I love you.
I love you. I said it first. What? First in the new year.
2026. Yeah.
See, I win. You want me to keep doing that URL thing? Because I think it's funny. I think it's really funny.
No, we cut it.
Like, I really think it's hilarious.
Nope, not one person.
Like, I'm getting hundreds of emails a day.
So let me see them.
I delete them because I don't want you to feel bad.
Right.
But I'm getting them. Okay.
Okay.